Citizens of Buzz Nation, welcome back to yet another one from us. We are coming to you from South Africa. We want to share with you this video of Malema. He's just trying to, explain to his political party members whilst he was delivering his manifesto what Agoa has been all about in South Africa in particular.
You need to watch this video because these are the deals which our leaders make, which render us useless. We cannot do anything. We are tied. We remain slaves. You need to watch this video to the end, and then you tell us what you think.
Brics, they don't want us there, by the way. The EFF, when there is any Brics activity. So even if we say we've got these plans of the youth in terms of Brics, once you saw a red beret, but not here. So they always excluded, not the Brics countries, the state of South Africa, which we have to go as part of. They say, no, not these ones. But the Brics idea is a very good idea that we must support, where we create alternative economies and alternative markets, and we can trade amongst ourselves. And that's where the proper discussion about de-dollarizing can take place. And that's a platform where we can neutralize America's influence over the world. It's unfortunate, the tariffs, we have to charge extremely crazy tariffs for anything that is going to come from outside South Africa if we want to support, in fact, industries in South Africa. If there is an industry like a chicken industry, and you allow Agoa to come and dump chicken in South Africa, then chicken industry will never grow. Since Agoa, our chicken industry closed down. Why? In America, they only eat white meat of the chicken, like chicken breast and this thing that you over-celebrate here, say chicken wings. They don't eat those things then. They don't want. Things like chicken wings, including the skin. Now the skin of the chicken gets sold. They don't eat the skin. They don't eat the chicken feet. They don't eat the inside. They don't eat the head. All of that get wrapped and dumped here in South Africa, effectively at no cost because they don't lose anything. They were going to throw them away. So you can buy them for any amount. When you go around saying you are buying pieces of chicken, those are the things from there which they've rejected. They come get sold here. They sell them because they get them close to nothing, and they sell them to us at a lower cost. When you produce chicken here in South Africa, you can't meet that. So we need to relook into that Agoa and say, what are the sectors of the Agoa which are threatening small industries in South Africa which have got potential to create jobs? So we need to charge very high tariffs, get customs to work at the airport so that we avoid these counterfeits that are entering our country and undermining our industrial development. Textile industry in the Western Cape was big, was one of the biggest. Even in my township, we had a factory of producing clothes, textile factory in my own township, which hired a lot of people. Closed down. We can revive it by not fighting with the Chinese, by saying to them, no problem, when you bring those things to us, you are going to pay so much to get them. No, not you even. The one who's bringing it into our country, the one who's inside our country bringing things from outside. We charge you a crazy tariffs interest. So much that when you put a price on that item you brought from outside, it's too expensive. And ours is able to rise. That is the only way. We don't fight with China. We're like, no, we're trading together. It's no problem. Where now you go and buy from China with these things of online. When you enter there is no hair which is going to enter there. If we have a hair here, We can do those things of hair, yeah. You bring hair. You are going to pay more so that those ones who produce local, they are reasonable and cheap and people buy from them. That's how you support your own industries. So that's how we aim to revive our industries and our textile industry in particular. We have no issue with the Chinese. We have a problem with the people who are in South Africa who buy from China to undermine our own economy. People must be forced to buy South Africa. And that is the only way we're going to make sure we support our own local.
So guys, do you see the ridiculousness of some of these agreements that our leaders sign?
Yeah.
When you hear a leader is going to Paris, is going to New York for, I don't know, some meeting, Africa, what relations, Africa-Italy or Italy-Africa relations, ask yourself, what are these agreements that are really being signed there? Are these agreements really meant to help me as an African? Or are these agreements having hidden agendas that will only glamorize something for you to think that this is all about, free movement? Of course, I don't know, from your country to theirs and their country to yours. Dig deeper. Is this really benefiting me, or is this something meant to kill me, but it's glamorized with some rather beautiful view that I'll think, wow, this is it for me? Because Malema says, in South Africa, for example, when it comes to chicken, the agreement that they have with Agoa is that they can bring their chickens, and these are broilers mostly, to South Africa. And what happens when chickens coming from
Cheap. Very, very cheap.
all the way from the US going to South Africa to be sold to somebody in the very deepest village of South Africa at a very cheap price? It means that the small-scale farmer within that village in Gobo cannot now start her own business and say, I'll raise some broiler chickens and supply my village, because it doesn't make sense. The feeds are expensive. But now there's this chicken that is coming in at a cheap price. What happens? Local businesses are closed.
Yeah.
And you often hear people saying South Africans are lazy, South Africans are not entrepreneurial. But when you look at the conditions that, are within the levels of business and whatever, it's so pointless that you even wonder, why am I even starting this business? It's not going to profit.
Another thing is, you see all these countries in Africa which subscribe to Agoa, mostly you find that Agoa entails that when you sign that contract, you can export your agricultural products, raw products, to the US, tariff-free. But it also means that you have to receive second-hand clothes, like those clothes which are not wearable in the US to wear. So you find that the textile industry is dead completely, because a long time ago farmers would grow cotton, it would go through the textile industry, they would make fabrics, then the tailors would tailor-make their clothes and sell to people. Dead. The only thing that you find that is existing which is closer to textile is usually called export processing zones, EPZ. EPZ, they usually buy the fabric maybe from China or wherever, and they make clothes specifically for Zara, Gucci and all that. They make these clothes for them for export. They are not bought or worn locally. And you find that the only thing that differentiates these clothes is the label, divided. Zara. As an African, you cannot afford. They are just made and exported. What we wear is something which is bought from the US, and it's back here.
And growing up, now that I'm just remembering, there were a lot of cotton farms in the southern part of Africa.
Even in the east.
I remember seeing, in our villages, you see people growing cotton. You cannot see even a single cotton farm.
And our children even don't know
what cotton looks like. Even the plant, they can't even say this is cotton. Those are things that we grew up seeing. But as time went by, zero. They introduced maize. Now we are just putting a lot of maize in our fields, which is something that is also...
Two of our subscribers in our comment section talked about Haiti. What happened to Haiti rice production? The same thing. Like you see the way the South African market is being flooded with this chicken. The Haiti market was flooded with cheap rice from the US. That is how they finished the market. And now the locals are trying to revive it with the canal being dug from the Mother River, which is the border of Dominican Republic and Haiti, and the Dominicans are not happy as well as their masters.
So our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, when you hear some of these narratives coming in from your, local media saying Africans are lazy, Africans can't help themselves, we need to be giving them food aid. Tanzania the other day rejected food aid from the US. Just know that the conditions in which we are being suppressed, it's sometimes difficult to even start your own thing, and continue with it, because they'll make sure that you're done, completely done, finished. So when you see Niger saying we don't want any military base, we don't want any of the, they know that they need to start afresh from scratch.
Yeah.
If you remove France from your system, then you'll empower people to say, guys, we no longer have France to be giving us food aid. You are the ones to grow the food that we are going to consume in the whole country. If we get more, we can now supply the rest of the world. That is the direction in which countries should be moving. AES is an example.
During the times of Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso was one of the biggest producers of the best cotton, but at some point after he was assassinated, they brought in a GMO cotton which had very small strands and was not good. Then they subscribed to Agoa and finished the textile company.
Done.
But now Ibrahim Traore has brought it back, and we saw him opening a textile company. Watch out for him. We are hoping that our brother, our good leader Malema, will be president. We don't know. We are just praying that South Africans can hit this and, change their narrative. If they don't want, we cannot force them. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. I think this is wonderful that we are getting to know this after a long time of darkness. But as African Buzz and the Buzz Nation, we always know and we always give you the news.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.